John Barrymore, a Hollywood legend, left behind a legacy full of mystery. After his death, a persistent rumor spread, but it was denied for years. Recently, his granddaughter, Drew Barrymore, finally revealed the truth. This video will explore this revelation and delve into John Barrymore's remarkable life and career. What secret did Drew uncover? And how did John Barrymore's career shape Hollywood history? Join us as we uncover the truth. Early life. John Barrymore, originally John Sidney Blythe, was born on February 15, 1882, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His family was deeply involved in the theater world. His parents, Maurice Barrymore and Georgiana Drew, were well-known actors of their time. The Barrymore family had a rich legacy in the performing arts on both sides, which significantly influenced John's upbringing. John's siblings, Lionel and Ethel, also pursued acting, following their parents' paths. Growing up in such an environment, John was exposed to the challenges and nuances of a life on stage from a young age. This early exposure played a crucial role in shaping his interests and career choices. John attended several schools, including the Georgetown Preparatory School in Washington, D.C. However, his education was often interrupted due to the family's constant moves related to their theatrical engagements. Despite this instability, John developed a passion for literature and art. His talent for drawing and sketching emerged early, hinting at a possible future as an artist. In his teenage years, John's artistic talents led him to the Slade School of Fine Art in London, where he improved his skills. Upon returning to the United States, he briefly worked as an illustrator for the New York Evening Journal. During this time, John explored various career paths to find his true calling. Before fully embracing acting, John Barrymore tried different professions. He even considered a career as a stockbroker, influenced by the need for financial stability. However, these jobs did not bring him the satisfaction he sought. The business world couldn't compare to the allure of the stage, which always drew him back. John's transition to acting began with small roles in family productions, where he learned the basics of theatrical performance. These early experiences, though modest, were invaluable. They provided him with a solid foundation in acting, helping him understand the intricacies of performance and engaging an audience. By 1902, John Barrymore was determined to build a career in theater. Although he had not yet achieved significant fame, his determination and the support of his theatrical family were unwavering. These early years were formative, laying the groundwork for his legendary career in both stage and screen. The turning point in John's career came in 1903, when he made his stage debut in the play Magda, alongside his sister Ethel. This performance affirmed his decision to pursue acting full-time. It was during this period that he realized the depth of his passion for the craft and his potential for success in the theater. As John Barrymore progressed in his career, the influences of his early life, education, and family background continued to shape his path. The foundation laid during these formative years would support his rise to prominence and leave a lasting impact on the world of acting. Slow yet steady rise to stardom. In 1903, John Barrymore was still finding his way in the theater world. Fresh off his stage debut, he took a small role in the play The Other Girl at the Garrick Theatre. While this role didn't make him famous, it was an important step, allowing him to improve his skills and gain more stage experience. His hard work paid off when he caught the eye of Charles Frohman, a well-known theater producer. Joining Frohman's company in 1904 was a major milestone for John. He started getting bigger roles, which gave him the chance to show his talent on a larger scale. In 1907, John continued to build on this success with roles in The Boys of Company B and The Heart of Maryland. These plays showcased his range as an actor, from dramatic roles to more subtle characters. Despite his growing success, John's personal life was becoming more complicated. His struggle with alcoholism, which would later become a serious issue, started to show during this time. However, his professional achievements were undeniable. and he was steadily becoming a notable figure in the theater world. In 1910, John married actress Catherine Corey Harris. Their marriage, however, was troubled from the start. John's drinking problems and the pressures of their careers strained their relationship. Despite these personal challenges, John's career continued to progress. He starred in several productions, including Toddles, a play that highlighted his comedic talents and made him even more popular with theater audiences. But it wasn't just the stage that interested him. The emerging film industry caught his attention, and in 1909, he made his first screen appearance in the short film The Widow Casey. Although his role was minor, it marked the beginning of John's journey into motion pictures, a medium that would later bring him great fame. John Barrymore's life was deeply shaped by his family and early experiences. The death of his mother, Georgiana Drew, in 1893, when John was just 11 years old, had a lasting impact on him. This loss, along with the pressures of living up to the Barrymore family name, added layers of complexity to his character. His father's influence, combined with the theatrical legacy of his siblings Lionel and Ethel, kept him deeply connected to the performing arts. By the end of 1909, John had firmly established himself as a significant figure in American theater. His dedication to his craft and his ability to navigate the challenges of his personal life without letting them derail his career were testaments to his resilience. John's performances during these years were increasingly well received, and his reputation as a talented and charismatic actor continued to grow. As John Barrymore moved forward, his experiences during these formative years laid the groundwork for his later successes in both theater and film. The struggles he faced and the triumphs he achieved during this period shaped the man and the actor he would become, setting the stage for the next chapter in his remarkable career. Start of a growing career and personal struggles. As the 1910s began, John Barrymore's stage career continued to thrive. In 1910, he starred in the musical comedy A Stubborn Cinderella, further proving his talent and charm as an actor. This period was marked by several successful performances that showcased his growing skills on stage. In 1914, John started shifting from theater to the emerging film industry. His move into silent films marked a new chapter in his career, one that would eventually lead to global fame. His early film roles included An American Citizen and The Man from Mexico. These films showcased his ability to bring a wide range of characters to life on screen. This transition period was not without its challenges. Silent film acting required different skills compared to stage acting, with a focus on physical expressiveness and subtle facial expressions. John, with his theater background, adapted quickly and effectively, earning praise for his performances and establishing himself as a significant presence in the film industry. John's performance in The Dictator in 1915 was a major breakthrough in his film career. This role demonstrated his skill in portraying complex characters and solidified his status as a rising star in Hollywood. His versatility was further highlighted in The Incorrigible Duquesne, where he played dual roles with remarkable talent. Despite his growing success in film, John did not leave the stage behind. In 1915, he starred in Peter Ibbotson, a play that earned critical acclaim and showcased his dramatic range. This dual focus on both stage and screen allowed John to refine his craft and reach a wider audience, ensuring he remained a prominent figure in both areas. The year 1916 was pivotal for John's film career. He starred in several important films, including The Red Widow and The Lost Bridegroom. These roles demonstrated his growing mastery of film acting and his ability to captivate audiences. Each role added to his reputation as a leading actor in Hollywood. Throughout these years, John's personal life was troubled by struggles with alcoholism. His drinking sometimes affected his professional commitments, leading to conflicts on set. Despite these issues, John's talent and charisma allowed him to maintain a successful career. While his professional life was on the rise, his personal life was in turmoil. His marriage to Catherine Corey Harris, already strained by his drinking and their career pressures, ended in divorce in 1917. This personal setback was tough, but it didn't stop John from focusing on his work. Instead, he seemed to pour his emotional experiences into his performances, adding depth to his roles. John's personal struggles added complexity to his public persona. Audiences were drawn not only to his performances, but also to the man behind the roles. John's ability to convey deep emotion and vulnerability on screen was partly due to his own life experiences. This connection between his personal and professional life made his performances even more engaging. John Barrymore's rise to stardom continued in 1917 with his role in Raffles, the Amateur Cracksman. This film highlighted his charm and acting skills, setting the stage for his future in Hollywood. His performance as A.J. Raffles, a gentleman thief, captivated audiences and critics alike, marking the start of his significant impact on the film industry. The next year, John built on his success with the film On the Quiet in 1918. In this romantic comedy, he played a young man trying to win his girlfriend's father's approval. John's ability to balance humor and charm in this role further endeared him to audiences, proving his talent extended beyond just dramatic roles. In 1919, John starred in Here Comes the Bride. This comedy, about a man who switches places with his identical twin brother on his wedding day, showcased John's versatility and cemented his reputation as a leading actor. These early films were crucial in establishing his career, earning him recognition in the film industry. The year 1920 was a turning point for John Barrymore, thanks to his performance in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. In this film, he played the dual roles of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. John's portrayal of these contrasting characters showcased his extraordinary talent and range. The transformation scenes, where he shifted from Jekyll to Hyde and back, were particularly notable. His ability to show the internal struggle and physical change without today's advanced special effects was a testament to his skill as an actor. This role earned John widespread acclaim and is often cited as one of his finest performances. The film's success solidified his status as a top actor in Hollywood and demonstrated his ability to tackle complex roles. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde remains a significant highlight in John's career, showing his dedication to his craft and his talent for captivating audiences. In 1921, John continued his streak of successful performances with The Lotus Eater. This film further showcased his versatility and talent. Playing a man who gives up everything for a life of leisure, John once again proved his ability to handle a wide range of characters. His performance was critically acclaimed, reinforcing his reputation as one of Hollywood's leading actors. During this time, John's performances were not only popular with audiences, but also received critical acclaim. His skill in adding depth to his roles made him stand out in an era full of talented actors. The Lotus Eater was another hit, showing his consistent dedication to his work. In 1922, John took on the famous role of Sherlock Holmes in a film adaptation of the detective stories. His portrayal was well received and marked another significant achievement in his career. John's version of Holmes captured the character's intelligence, wit, and mystery, further proving his versatility and talent. John also continued to perform on stage during this period. One notable production was Richard III, where he showcased his dramatic skills. His stage performances were as compelling as his film roles, demonstrating his ability to captivate audiences in both mediums. John's dedication to his craft and his willingness to tackle challenging roles made him a prominent figure in both film and theater. In 1917, John married actress Blanche Ulrichs, and they had a daughter, Diana Barrymore, in 1921. However, their marriage was troubled by John's drinking and infidelities. These issues took a toll on their relationship, leading to tensions and conflicts. Despite these personal challenges, John's professional achievements continued to shine, showing his resilience and dedication. By 1923, John's career was thriving on both stage and screen. His performance in Hamlet that year was especially significant. He played the troubled Danish prince with depth and nuance, captivating audiences. John even reprised his role in London, where his portrayal received international praise. His interpretation of Hamlet was considered one of the best of his era, cementing his reputation as a leading theater actor. In film, John continued to build on his success. After playing Sherlock Holmes in 1922, he took the lead role in Beau Brummel in 1924. In this film, John played the famous dandy, showcasing his elegance and charisma. Beau Brummel was well received, further solidifying John's status as a major film star. His performances during this period demonstrated his versatility and ability to excel in both dramatic and historical roles, making him a prominent figure in the entertainment industry. In the mid-1920s, John continued to shine in significant film roles. In 1926, he starred in The Sea Beast, a successful adaptation of Herman Melville's Moby Dick. John played Captain Ahab with a fierce intensity that resonated with audiences. His portrayal of the obsessed captain was powerful and haunting, showcasing his dramatic range. In the same year, John starred in Don Juan, a film notable for its use of the Vitaphone sound system. This was one of the first major films to feature synchronized sound effects and a musical score. John's performance as the legendary lover was captivating, and the film's innovative use of sound added a new dimension to his on-screen presence. Don Juan was a critical and commercial success, highlighting John's adaptability to new technologies in the evolving film industry. Despite his personal issues affecting his career, John's talent remained undeniable. In 1927, he delivered memorable performances in When a Man Loves and The Beloved Rogue. In When a Man Loves, John played a passionate lover in a romantic drama, demonstrating his ability to convey deep emotion and complexity. In The Beloved Rogue, John took on the role of the 15th-century French poet François Villon. His portrayal of the charismatic and rebellious poet was both charming and poignant, highlighting his versatility. Despite the personal difficulties he faced, John's performances continued to captivate audiences and critics alike. During this period, John's marriage to Blanche ended in 1925. Their relationship had been caused by his drinking and affairs, and the divorce added to his personal difficulties. Despite these challenges, John remained committed to his craft, delivering performances that reflected his resilience and dedication to acting. The transition to sound films in the late 1920s posed a challenge for many silent film stars, but John adapted successfully. In 1929, he starred in The Show of Shows, a musical revue featuring numerous stars of the era. John's presence in the film demonstrated his adaptability to new sound technology, ensuring his continued relevance in the industry. That same year, he starred in General Crack, a historical drama set in 18th-century Europe. John's performance as the charismatic and ambitious protagonist showcased his ability to handle dialogue and deliver powerful vocal performances. His successful transition to talkies highlighted his versatility and ensured his continued appeal in the evolving film industry. Beginning of a health decline. The early 1930s were a key time for John Barrymore. Despite personal struggles, his career stayed strong. In 1931, he starred in Svengali, playing the hypnotist who has a dark hold over a young singer. John's performance was praised for his talent and range, making the character both compelling and eerie. In 1932, his career. In 1933, John had standout roles in Dinner at 8 and Counselor at Law. In Dinner at 8, he played Larry Renault, a struggling stage actor. His portrayal was deeply moving, reflecting some of John's own life's hardships. The film was a hit, cementing his reputation as a versatile actor. In Counselor at Law, John played George Simon, a successful lawyer facing personal and professional issues. His intense and deep performance brought the character to life. Despite his health issues, John's talent continued to shine, captivating audiences. By 1935, John's health had declined significantly. His energy was fading, and it was noticeable to everyone around him. Financial problems also plagued John at this time. His extravagant lifestyle and poor money management led to major debt and legal troubles. The public scrutiny of his financial woes made things worse, hurting his reputation. Despite these issues, John kept working, but his ability to perform was increasingly hindered by his health and alcoholism. Friends and colleagues often had to step in to help him complete his roles, raising questions about his reliability. His third marriage, to actress Dolores Costello, ended in divorce in 1935, adding to his personal woes. The breakup was highly publicized, further damaging his image. Despite the turmoil, Dolores remained supportive, acknowledging the immense talent beneath John's troubled exterior. In 1936, John's health hit a critical point. His heavy drinking had severely damaged his body, leading to frequent hospitalizations. Even in this state, he continued to drink, unable to escape its grip. His performances, while still impressive, showed a clear decline in his physical and mental condition. Final years. In 1937, John Barrymore tried to revive his career by taking on new roles. He played Dr. Ernest Tyndall in Nightclub Scandal, a film that had modest success but did little for his reputation. Later, he starred as Charlie Jasper in True Confession, bringing a serious note to the comedy. This role showed his versatility, though his personal issues were becoming more noticeable. John continued to show his talent despite declining health. In Bulldog Drummond's Revenge, he portrayed Colonel Nielsen in a British detective story, but his energy was not the same as in his earlier years. He also played Windy Turlin in Spawn of the North, a well-received drama set in Alaska, which highlighted his ability to take on supporting roles. In 1939, John delivered two acclaimed performances. He was Gregory Vance, a washed-up politician, in The Great Man Votes, earning praise for his depth. Later, he starred in On Borrowed Time as Julian Northrop, a grandfather trapping death to protect his grandson. This role was seen as one of his last significant performances, showing he could still captivate audiences despite personal struggles. By 1940, John explored different facets of his talent. He played Professor Gibbs, a scientist with an invisibility machine in The Invisible Woman. The film's humor and special effects were a success, with John's role standing out. In The Great Profile, he portrayed Evans Garrick, a character based on himself, and his self-parody was well received. Even in 1941, John kept working despite his failing health. He appeared as Duncan DeGrasse, a movie mogul, in World Premiere. The film had mixed reviews, but John's lively performance was noted. He also starred in Playmates, a musical comedy where he humorously played a fictionalized version of himself, though these roles highlighted the contrast between his current state and his former glory. John's personal life was troubled by severe alcoholism, leading to health issues like liver cirrhosis and heart disease. His dependency on alcohol affected his career and relationships. He had multiple tumultuous marriages, with his final marriage to Elaine Berry ending in 1941. His relationship with his children, particularly Diana Barrymore, was strained due to his erratic behavior. Financially, John was in dire straits. In 1940, he declared bankruptcy with debts over $300,000, leading him to sell personal assets. His public image suffered from frequent incidents of intoxication and legal troubles, overshadowing his career achievements. On May 29, 1942, John passed away at 60 from cirrhosis and kidney failure, worsened by pneumonia from his long battle with alcoholism. Despite his struggles, John's contributions to film and theater remain significant. He is remembered as a great actor of his time, with a legacy that endures beyond his personal troubles. After his death, his earlier work continues to be celebrated in retrospectives and biographies. The long-running rumor that was true all along. In 2022, Drew Barrymore, granddaughter of the iconic John Barrymore, confirmed a long-standing, outrageous rumor that had been dismissed as Hollywood lore for decades. The story, which suggested that John Barrymore's body was stolen by friends for one final party, seemed too bizarre to be true. But Drew's revelation shed new light on this strange chapter in her family's history. The rumor. The rumor was indeed scandalous. It claimed that shortly after John Barrymore's death in 1942, a group of his friends, including famous actors like Errol Flynn and Raoul Walsh, took his embalmed body from the funeral home and brought it to Flynn's house for a last celebration. This wild tale had been denied for years, considered too outlandish to believe, and dismissed as a piece of dark Hollywood folklore. Drew Barrymore's confirmation. Drew Barrymore discussed this bizarre event during a 2020 appearance on Hot Ones and later confirmed it in 2022. She said, "Yes, they did take his body." And that is true, but there was a second part to that story where they propped him up and put a martini in his hand. This acknowledgement brought credibility to a tale that had long been considered a myth, confirming a peculiar episode in her grandfather's posthumous narrative. Details of the incident. The prank involved Errol Flynn, Raoul Walsh, and perhaps other friends of John Barrymore. It reflected the close bonds among these Hollywood stars and their penchant for outrageous behavior. Although macabre, it was seen as a final tribute to Barrymore's larger-than-life persona. Drew's confirmation led to mixed reactions from the public. Some found it unsettling, while others viewed it as a testament to the unique and often eccentric nature of old Hollywood friendships. Media coverage and public reaction. Drew Barrymore's revelation received significant media attention. Many were intrigued by the validation of a rumor that had lingered for nearly 80 years. Public reactions were divided. Some people found the story disturbing, while others saw it as a sign of the close and unconventional friendships among Hollywood's elite during that era. This story became a topic of fascination, highlighting the strange and storied past of Hollywood's golden age. The Bundy Drive Boys. To understand this event fully, it's crucial to look at the context of the friendships and behaviors of those involved. In the 1930s, artist John Decker's cabin studio on Bundy Drive in Brentwood, California, became the informal clubhouse for a rowdy gang of Hollywood A-listers. This group included writer Gene Fowler, art critic Sadakichi Hartman, and actors like Errol Flynn, W.C. Fields, and John Barrymore. Known as the Bundy Drive Boys, they partied frequently and had a reputation for high society mischief. It's not surprising they are at the center of one of Hollywood's most outrageous rumors, Errol Flynn's account. The earliest written account of this tale is in Errol Flynn's memoir, My Wicked, Wicked Ways, published in 1959. Flynn claimed that director Raoul Walsh and two friends persuaded a caretaker to let them borrow Barrymore's body for an hour by telling a sob story about Barrymore's old aunt wanting a final look at her nephew. After a $200 bribe, they took the body to Flynn's house, arranged him in a favorite chair, and waited for Flynn to return from the bar. Flynn described his shock and terror upon seeing Barrymore's face, running out in fear before being reassured it was just a prank. Raoul Walsh's version. Raoul Walsh recounted his version in his 1974 memoir, involving Flynn's butler in placing the body on a couch. The butler, seeing Barrymore's body, quipped, "I've never seen Mr. Barrymore so drunk. Looks like he might be dead." Flynn was so shocked by the prank that he hid behind a bush, fearing legal trouble. Walsh later joked with the undertaker that they should have dressed Barrymore better for the visit. The dispute. Despite these colorful stories, there were conflicting accounts. Gene Fowler's son, Will Fowler, claimed that he and his father watched over Barrymore's body all night, with no one taking it anywhere. Some authors, like Gregory William Menck, believe Flynn created the story to give Barrymore a temporary resurrection, viewing Fowler's account as more credible. Drew Barrymore's take. During her Hot Ones interview, Drew Barrymore also mentioned movies like S.O.B. and Weekend at Bernie's that feature similar themes. While she wasn't sure if her grandfather's story inspired these films, she liked the spirit of the tale. Drew expressed a wish for a similar send-off, saying, "I hope my friends do the same for me. That is the kind of spirit I can get behind. Just prop the old bag up and have a last few rounds." Despite the morose nature of death, she preferred a celebratory approach,